Hi everybody, it's Mel here and welcome back once again to my channel. It's been a while since I've been on. It's been a while since we've been in my bathroom. I haven't changed up my hair in a long time. And today I'm going to show you an attempt to do a money piece in my hair. I also need to touch up my hair in general, but the money piece is the main moment. How do we get a money piece? I'm going to try and show you guys. Hopefully it all works out. Pray for me that this goes okay. So yes, we all know I like a little bit of a colour hair change up moment, and I typically try to do this myself at home. I do go to a hairdresser and get my hair cut regularly. I have asked her for some advice on how to do the money piece, so I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to show you like every product I use, the colour that I use to get my hair the way it is. This is how it naturally fades, so I do an all over at home hair colour. It just seems to fade this way. I think it has a slight lightener with it, so I don't get banding, but obviously the more I use it, the lighter the bottoms get, and so I get this kind of ombre effect. What I'm going to try and attempt with my money piece is, as you can see for the inspiration picture for this, I really like the idea of having a bit of a shadow root, but obviously to have that done well, I also will need to apply a bit of a root here to cover up my actual roots that are coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and do I use this Garnier Nutrice Ultra Color Copper Passion 7.4. I will link everything that I mentioned in the comments below, so you can just click it, grab it if you want to achieve pretty much the exact same results. My hair has not been pre-lightened or anything. I literally dye this on my hair as it grows through. My hair is like a fairly dark brown, and it turns out like this whenever you keep dyeing it. By this stage, any bleach that I previously had in my hair would be completely gone. It's been way too long. I'm so terrified of putting bleach in my hair, but let's go ahead and start. So what I'm going to do is section out these money pieces. Now from what I've seen online, you kind of want to go in like a diagonal, because you don't want it to be like a straight like block at the front of your head. So everything I've seen online, it's kind of like a diagonal, and you pull, I'll fix this up, but you pull like this sort of thing. No, that's not straight, so let's straighten her up. And then these are the bits that I'm going to not put my like hair dye straight on, because there's no point in me putting like the copper on and then going back over this with bleach. I am going to try and touch up the roots here, so I can go for that like ombre balayage shadow root. I'm going to look completely insane, by the way. Like, this is going to look so crazy. Sorry, the lighting's really messed up in my bathroom. I just have like a window right behind you, and you can probably hear the little birds because the window's open and they make really cute little noises. So I think that's all right for now. So let's keep that like that and keep it out of the way, and do same thing on the other side. Okay, so I think that is pretty even on both sides. My hair is slightly sits different on the other side, but I've got it as close to, like whenever I pull this down, it kind of goes like straight across and back around my hair. So I think it's fine. What I'm going to do is try and keep these little bits out of the way now. So I've now got these pieces like sectioned off. This is the part that I'm going to be making my money pieces on. I do obviously need to sort out the root situation. I'm going to figure that out now. I think what I'm going to do is just use my regular copper hair dye, go in along the hairline here to kind of push that back to get these roots done along the middle, and then I'm going to figure out a way that I can kind of get these little roots done at the top. It's going to be fine, trust the process. Little tip for at-home hair dye, I never use the gloves that come with those hair dyes. I find that they're like too plasticky and really hard to work with, so I just use these ones that you can get like on Amazon. I'll link them, but they're like closer to the skin. They give you a little bit more like, I don't know, you can be a little bit more detailed with them without like the plasticky stuff sort of getting in the way. So I'm gonna go in. I don't normally use a brush whenever I'm doing my roots at home. I just shove it all in there, wipe it all in. But I think because I need to be careful around this front bit, I'm gonna use this little brush, cheapest chips. I'll post on it and link down below. It comes with the pot that you're using to bleach, so I can wash this all out, use it again for the bleach. So I'm gonna go in along my hairline here and get my dye done. I'm just going in at the root then on this side, and try and get that root saturated so I don't have roots like brown roots for my money pieces. We want copper roots. And then I feel like I'm just going to blend it down a little bit, and then whenever I'm coming in with the bleach, I can like balayage up a little bit into it with the bleach, but then at least the roots will sort of be done. So I've had to take this little piece of hair out of that bubble just to get in at the root, because I obviously need to make sure the root at the front is done, but it's okay because I've still got this section tied back. So maybe a quicker way of doing it would have just been to do the roots for this little section first and then go ahead and move back, but it's working fine. And now that I've got the root saturated, just what I'm going to do is like pull it down a little bit and then really lightly like feather it down. I feel like that'll mean that I'll get like at least to like here, and then I can bleach up the opposite way whenever I come back, if that makes sense. But I'm basically just feathering it out just so I have like a little bit of it's a bit more subtle and I don't have like a big band across the top of my head. And now that the roots are done and saturated in this section, I'm just literally going to tie it off again so that it doesn't get mixed up with the rest, and do the exact same thing on the other side now. I think I've got this. I think I've figured it out. Okay, so roots completely saturated the front. Now I'm going to go in, start with my roots of my head at the top and just like literally put my regular dye in the rest of the hair, just trying to be careful not to touch these little pieces at the front. But otherwise I'm just regularly throwing my hair dye on the back of the rest of this hair. So just a little trick that I thought might be useful for you to know as I'm going along, like doing my hair regularly. So I do in sections like across from this, and then this is just a really good way to keep the hair underneath like out of your way while you move on to the next section, is I get it twisted all in, hair dye's all in there, and then you can take your bauble off the top, and then because this hair dye doesn't have a lot of hair, this doesn't have dye on it except for the roots, because I want my roots to sort of process first. But then what you can do from here is take another section across, but it means you can get this bit, tie this bit away. If you have hair that's quite long like mine, you can kind of flop it to the side, whichever side you're working at. So I'll do this, flop it over to this side, and then it means I have this section that I know I need to work. I can get right into the root, and this section that's already dyed is out of the way. I hope that helps. We'll clean all this up after as well, don't judge. Okay, so I've just used a little cloth to wipe any dye off around my skin, my head, my arms, and then I use it to sort of clean up my sink whenever I'm doing my hair dye. I put the hair dye bottles in my sink because it's dead easy to like just clean it all up after. Just a little side note I forgot to mention, for my copper colour, I use about 1.5 bottles for my hair length. My hair is quite long, goes down to below my shoulders. So just bear that in mind. I am going to link them below, but if you have longish hair, you will need to pick up too, even with leaving these little bits at the front. I used about 1.5 bottles for the rest of my head. So we've got the roots saturated, this bit's all dry, there's no hair dye on these like bottom parts, and then the rest of my hair completely saturated. I've set a timer for 25 minutes. What I'm going to do is wash my little money pieces out first. So I'm going to wash this part, get all the root dye out of it, tie them away, wash the rest of my hair out, and then I will come back to you and we will begin the bleaching. It's the first time I've bleached my hair in years. I'm terrified, but I'll meet you on the other side once we've rinsed this all out. Okay, so we have made it to this stage. I have rinsed everything out. I did these little guys first, rinsed them out, give them a little wash, did the rest of my hair, rinsed it out, give it a little wash, and then I kept the two separated the whole time. And then this looks darker because the back of my head is completely wet, and then I've left these bits dry now. I just dried them off quickly, and we're gonna go ahead and make up our bleach. This is the Knight & Wilson Color Freedom Blonde Ammonia Free Cream Bleach. This lifts up to 8 levels. I really trust Knight & Wilson. They're a great little company. They've sent me a couple of PR packages in the past. So I'm putting my trust back in them again to do the bleaching. I think I figured out the best way to get my money pieces the way I want them, and it's going to involve sort of separating these bits into 2 sections each. And I've literally just used like at-home kitchen foil and made these little strips. I don't have very many. I think I've got like 4 or 5. I probably will only need 4. But I just feel like that's an easier way for applying the bleach to try and get this shadow root effect. Yeah, so let's try it. So what I just realized, and is really cool, the Knight & Wilson Ammonia Free Cream Bleach comes with its own little pot and its own little brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and use them whenever I'm applying the bleach. I've just put in, as per the instructions, all the developer and all the cream and mixed it all together. Just follow the instructions for that, obviously. And then I'm going to go ahead and try and apply it to the hair. I have sectioned off this, so that what piece that I had over to this side, I've sectioned it off into 2. So I'm going to start with this little section. We're going to whack on some bleach on here. Pray for me, fingers crossed. Okay. That's pretty tight. I don't want to start too close to the root because I want that little balayage, so I'm going to go ahead and apply it this way, and hopefully it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start about the middle here and just stick that on there, and then I can figure out what I'm doing the rest of the way after this. But if I go from here, then I need to know it's stuck, and I can do this. Ooh. And I'm not putting too much towards the ends will develop in here, but I'm going to keep it like this. So what I'm going to do now is blend this top part so it's not like a straight line where the bleach just ends. So I'm just going to take my finger and blend this a little bit. Okay, so that part is fine, it's just hanging there. I'm going to go ahead and take this little part and we're going to do it next. I'm thinking I just go sort of down this way because that's sort of the way that'll sit on my head. So let's give this a little go. And then this is actually so scary. I'm just going to go ahead with the middle again and just start getting that bleach onto the hair. And then what I can do, what's good about starting in the middle is I can work my way up into as much as I think I'm going to need for that root. Now I'm going to work my way up. I think I'm going to do these little, I seen a hairdresser online doing this. He did these little like streaks like this to try and blend it. So we're going to try that so it's not going too. And then I'm just going as high up as I think I should go. I don't know how up I should go. Let's just keep going. I'm just trying to flatten the hair out as well, so this is in like all the strands of hair. A little bit. So that it's not just like straight across the top. Let's fold this one twice. Once, twice. 3 times a lady. I think we're good. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So we're looking a little strange now that I've done that in these little 4 sections. Same thing on this side, so I kind of like use my brush sideways to kind of bring it down a little bit. I could probably actually do it like a little bit more just because I want to make sure it's like blending down. So kind of like this sort of thing. Just into that root, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. I don't necessarily know how long this will specifically take to bring my hair blonde. There is a toner included in this Night and Whistling packet, so luckily if we're a little yellow I can always tone it up. It's safer to do that than to completely fry off the front of my hair. So I'm just going to keep a really close eye, keep coming in and checking, and then we'll come back when it's ready to be rinsed off. So I've just come back in and removed the foils and we are looking pretty light here, so I'm going to go ahead and just rinse these out, wash them out, condition them, and then I'm going to dry the rest of my hair and we will see the end result. Okay, so bleach washed out. I forgot to say what I'm going to do also is add in the toner that comes with the Night and Wilson cream bleach kit. It's going to get out of any yellow tones really for the rest of the hair, because I didn't want to leave the bleach too long and really damage the front of my hair. So we're going to tone, wash and rinse that out, and then we'll be back for the end result. And this is our end result. I absolutely love it. I know it isn't blonde, but I think it melds really well with the rest of the hair, so I'm really happy how this turns out. I'll give you a little bit of a closer look. So I have still like the little shadowy root coming down, and yeah, I'm really happy. Hope you guys like it. Doesn't matter anyway because I like it. But yeah, I love it. I'll leave everything that I use linked in the description box. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'm going to go about and enjoy the rest of my day. I'll see you next time. Bye!